A couple of weeks ago, I reported that the Silph Road website would be shutting down, and this was going to be a major impact to the Pokemon GO community, considering what kind of resource that website was. But now, it looks like another major player in the Pokemon GO community is also going to be shutting down, and it is, of course, Pokeminers. I'm going to be talking about why this is important in this video, so let's roll the intro and get right into it. Hey, how's it going everyone? It's me, it's Jinsula. I hope you're having a good day, and welcome to today's Pokemon GO discussion video. Okay, so you heard that right. Pokeminers recently announced that they would be doing a soft shutdown of their services, and this is something that I just did not see coming. Of course, the reason why this is happening is because Niantic added some functionality to Pokemon GO that would have made it extremely difficult for data miners to collect data. So because of this, the people at Pokeminers have just pretty much called it quits. Like, they do not see the reason why they need to put in the effort if Niantic is not going to support their community. And you know, to that regard, I totally think it makes sense. I mean, if you really think about it, for stuff like routes and the shadow raids that we've recently had, like, a lot of that stuff was on the Pokemon GO community's radar for several months, and it's because of data miners. When Niantic released these features, it wasn't really a surprise for a majority of players, and it's because we were fully aware of it. So I believe this is a reason why Niantic changed up their code in order to make things difficult for data miners, because they want to build up the hype on their own. Of course, there's other companies out there who do lean into data miners and rely on them to build up hype for their upcoming features, but it doesn't seem like Pokemon GO is one of those games that they want to do that for. So yeah, I could totally see why Niantic did this, and I could totally understand why the people at Pokeminers wouldn't want to continue further. Here is what they said over at Pokeminers. Hello wonderful people. You probably noticed our lack of graphics, lack of commentary and reports, and general laissez-faire approach to pretty much everything in the last month or so. We just finished going through the 275 APK and announced we aren't doing an in-depth teardown this time around. You'll also remember our cutback letter back in December, and since then, as we also explained in our recent apology note, we have cut back even more. The reasons haven't really changed since our December note, so we won't bother repeating ourselves here. Spending less than a day on APKs versus the 3 days we used to, posting screenshots of assets instead of graphics, etc., and we all barely play the game these days. On a personal note, I was looking forward to Mega Ray for years, and even though we knew it was coming based on their hints and our data mines, I was surprised when I saw the official announcement and felt nothing. Then, when I read the official mechanic for how it would work, which again we had hints of but didn't know specifically if it was for Ray, I just sighed as it's yet another MacGuffin needed to enjoy the same basic gameplay we've had for years. That was a sign that perhaps I'm just over Pogo at this point. So that leads us to today, which Niantic has changed obfuscation in 275's APK for the 6th time since the start of the year. So most of our tools broke on this update. To fix it, we would have to give up our weekend again to get things running, considering they are clearly intentionally doing this at this point to make our lives more difficult. Even after we said all those nice things about them, how rude. We are just done with this cat and mouse game. So we are announcing our soft shutdown. Think of us going on life support, basically. Some things we are still working out, but here's the gist of what is happening moving forward. We will continue to report on things that we are able to if they are easily reportable. But as you have seen, the quality of the reports may be something to be desired. As Niantic continues to make changes that break our tools, we will stop fixing them. That means anything we are currently reporting on today, we will continue to report on them if we can, easily. But if any of those pipelines break, we won't be spending the time to fix them, and thus won't be reporting on them after that, like what happened with photobombs. We will stop maintaining the network code needed to maintain the Game Master. The current structure of the Game Master will continue to be decoded and reported on, but as new features, changes to structures, etc. get added, we won't be updating our tools to support them. We will stop in-depth reports. APK reporting will just be the real-time reports from our Twitter and Discord accounts like it was tonight. Very fast, to the point. We will stop graphics. I mean, we basically already did. We haven't decided what to do with the repo. We may still update 2D assets, but we'll have to see. We'll continue chucking assets we find into the scratch folder at least, but eventually we'll run out of space on Google Drive, so we'll have to deal with it eventually. Keep in mind, if any of the asset systems break, we won't be able to report on them any longer. The site will stay up as long as ads and Ko-Fi members continue to fund it. Thank you so much to all of our Ko-Fi members. But if you want to cancel your subs, we understand. We have taken down pin orders from our site. We really apologize for everyone having issues getting the recent batch. We've had a lot of issues with Royal Mail, so let us know if you still haven't received them and we can refund you. Discord will stay as is, as it basically runs itself. Gab will probably continue reporting on new events, but that's up to him. So we guess it's up to Niantic now to decide how fast they kill us off for good. Thank you to everyone for all your support over the years. Lou and Marty are still planning on going to London and New York Go Fests. Non-refundable tickets are booked, so don't have much of a choice. So say hello if you run into them. So yeah, I really do not know what kind of impact this will have on the Pokemon Go community, but at least for the last several years, a lot of people were relying on Pokeminers for a lot of information. I mean, it's not just with upcoming content that Pokeminers were able to find. Like, they were able to find a lot of different things that are in the back end, like when it comes to shiny rates, when it comes to new upcoming moves and different things like that, and a lot of players would use that to strategize their gameplay ahead of time, and now it seems like we will no longer be able to do that. It was also a great way for players to kind of get some transparency from Pokemon Go. You know, I really feel like because data mining is going away, it does leave a lot of room for Niantic to do a couple of shady things. I don't necessarily believe they would. I mean, why would they? But at the same time, it just does leave that room open. So I'm a little bit concerned about that, but I do not think it's going to be a problem. But yeah, in general, I do think it's going to be really weird knowing we will not have that much data mining moving forward. I mean, we're pretty much going to be going into every single update blind, and I do not necessarily know how I feel about that, but we'll just have to wait and see. It's really going to be up to Niantic to not drop the ball here. And yeah, now that they no longer have data miners building up hype for them, they're the ones that are going to have to do that. So I really hope they are fully aware that they need to market their game correctly, because if they have some really cool new feature that's upcoming, then they need to make sure they build up that hype properly, because they no longer have third parties doing that. So yeah, in any case, these were just my thoughts regarding the end of Pokeminers. I really do not know what kind of impact this is going to have on the Pokemon Go community, but I do think there will be an impact. So yeah, let me know your thoughts regarding all of this in the comments section down below. Was Pokeminers a resource that you actually paid attention to? Are you worried or sad that Pokeminers is essentially going away? Definitely share those thoughts in the comments and let's have a great discussion. And if you ended up enjoying this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if it's your first time here. And don't forget that little bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support my channel in any way, big or small, then do consider checking out the links in the description below. For all my patrons, they get a permanent spot on my in-game friends list. So if you want to interact with me in some way within Pokemon Go, like with remote raids, then do consider becoming a patron on my Patreon. But yeah, that's going to be it. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you all later.